We own our own
Oh,
house.
then do you think it's a good investment?
Yes.
How is that? Why is that?
We've owned our own house for 35 years in an inner Brisbane suburb. So we bought 35 years ago quite cheaply. We bought for 135,000 and the house is worth about 2 million now.
Wow, that's a really good growth.
So that's why it's a good investment.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think it's great because it's, I don't know, it's a place for our family and it's attached to identity.
Oh, yes.
And it's also something that will stay. It's something of ours that we can pass on to our children.
Because when we were younger also, we travelled and we worked all around the state. So for a long time we lived in rental properties. So it was really good to finally have a place called home. So every 6 to 12 months we'd shift cities, shift towns. So you're always living in rental accommodation.
Then what's the reason that makes you want to settle down in Brisbane?
We grew up here.
Well, Sam, you
And
grew up
I
here.
grew up here. And I guess the thing I like about Brisbane is that it's grown with me. So it was when I was growing up, the city would close at 11:30 on a Saturday morning and there was no one in the city like all Sunday or Saturday afternoon. That's all changed and so I sort of feel like I've been able to keep up with the changes. As I've grown, the city's grown.
I just came here for 2 months, so it's so hard for me to imagine like what you said.
And I grew up in regional Queensland.
Oh.
There were more job opportunities here, that sort of thing. They're just not in the country anymore. So I came for employment, really.
Things just keep changing.
Yeah.
Then do you think the current house price is affordable to people if they want to have their second house or third house? And do you think the government's policy is helping people to have their own property?
We have two daughters, one's 28, the other's 27, and they were lucky because we financially assisted them to buy a piece of property early. So we set them up for success, if you like. If we didn't do that, they would not be able to afford to live in Brisbane.
We couldn't have done it again when we did it 35 years ago, but we couldn't do it again. It is so expensive. It's obscene, actually. It's morally wrong.
I think we've overtaken Melbourne, and I think I read that our property prices are like London and New York.
Oh, wow. I can't believe it.
Which is absolutely ridiculous because we're Brisbane.
Yeah.
Then do you think the house price will keep getting higher or lower in the future?
I've not seen it go down.
And it's a result, I think, of COVID where our weather and lifestyle was seen desirable when people were locked in during other.
And that's another thing about Brisbane is the weather and the lifestyle.
It's the most special thing about Brisbane and people just want to keep coming.
Yeah. Like, as I said, I came from regional Queensland and it's so hot. The further north you go, it's incredibly hot. Whereas Brisbane's still warm, but it doesn't get to those temperatures all the time.